15 positive mantras for happiness. Although the idea of affirming yourself may come off as being a little self-indulgent, its benefits have been scientifically proven. Studies have shown that patting yourself on the back every now and again can help to tackle stress, and that using positive and uplifting language can improve your overall health and well-being. Life is full of ups and downs, but you have the power to make the downs fewer and, in fact, any difficult situation just that bit brighter. The word mantra was originally derived from Hindu and Buddhist teachings. It's essentially a sacred chant uttered in the form of numinous sounds, syllables, phonemes, or groups of words in languages believed to have magical or spiritual powers. Over the past decade or so, mantras have become synonymous with affirmations. Here, we've compiled 15 positive mantras for happiness to recite whenever you're going through a rough patch. Number 1. Am I good enough? Yes, I am. Michelle Obama has a way of giving reaffirming mantras to herself. The former First Lady wrote, quote, "Am I good enough? Yes, I am," in her New York Times best-selling memoir, Becoming. She even asks herself this very question several times in the book. Many of us resonate with the question deeply and know it carries tremendous force, but most of the time that answer doesn't come right away. Michelle Obama encapsulates the journey in dealing with that very question and eventually found a potent answer: I am. Number 2. I am blessed and surrounded by wonderful people. When things get too much, stop whatever you're doing and look around for a minute. This works both figuratively and literally, since bringing your attention to the present is vital in creating a safer and calmer state of mind whenever you're feeling distressed. For many of us, the people around us are one of the most important things in our lives. These people could be your family, friends, or anyone that you choose to surround yourself with. Telling yourself, "I am blessed and surrounded by wonderful people," can help you refocus on how these people are the reason you're never alone. Number 3. We do not need magic to transform our world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. This mantra is something J.K. Rowling said in a commencement speech at Harvard back in 2008. Coming from someone who literally created the magical world, the first sentence came off as an interesting paradox to the world she built. Yet what she said next was true, since it has always been the message she's tried to convey in her books. We often don't realize how much power we have in our control. Sure, there are far too many things that we can't change in the world, and some things simply won't change no matter what we do about it. But this mantra reminds us that if we can't change what's happening, we can change our reaction towards the situation. That's the ultimate show of how powerful we are. Number 4. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Martin Luther King, in my own words, was created as a living memory of the civil rights activists' philosophy and ideas. The Nobel Prize laureate wrote, quote, "We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope." To put it in the context of the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King meant that disappointments should never deter people from the pursuit of civil rights. He delivered the quote during a speech in February 1968, a period during which he personally experienced numerous disappointments. This mantra allows us to acknowledge that setbacks are inevitable and anything or anyone can try to bring you down at some point in life. But that doesn't mean that these drawbacks are going to keep happening all the time. Things happen for a reason, and even the bitterest disappointment that you experience will teach you something important. Know that there will be better days ahead and that your setback doesn't define your worth in life. Number 5. Nothing lasts forever. Not the good, not the bad. Sometimes the best mantras are the most direct ones, and these words say it all. Whatever emotions or events that are happening in your life, they simply won't stay that way. Reminding yourself this during your lowest points can lift you up. While you're at your best, telling yourself that nothing lasts forever humbles you. Number 6. I welcome every part of me that I don't like. Whether it's our physical features or emotional responses, there's always something about ourselves that we don't particularly like. And we all know how hard it is to tell ourselves that they are essentially a part of us too. To some extreme extent, we go as hard as hiding them or even hating them. Know that these reactions aren't really healthy and will only lead us to even lower self-esteem and move us further away from self-acceptance. One of the most useful mantras that you can tell yourself is, I welcome every part of me that I don't like. Instead of avoiding and suppressing the parts of you that you don't like, it's healthier to embrace them. To acknowledge them is the first big step to finally accepting yourself as you are. Number 7. If you really think small, your world will be small. If you think big, your world will be big. During the 2017 Super Soul Conversations interview, Paulo Coelho told Oprah this very sentence. This mantra speaks about the importance of widening your horizon and seeing things in a bigger picture. Quote, perception molds, shapes, and influences our experience of our personal reality, says psychologist Linda Humphreys, PhD. Perception is merely a lens or mindset from which we view people, events, and things, she continues. Simply put, we believe what we perceive to be accurate and therefore create our own realities based on those perceptions. Although our perceptions are real, it doesn't mean they represent all the facts. Keep this in mind and see how you gain new perspectives about things. Number 8. I am worthy of good things. For many people, the belief that they don't deserve good things or ultimately happiness goes beyond their consciousness. It's not uncommon that they will actively yet subtly sabotage any attempt to be happy. The reasons as to why they feel this way vary, and most of them tend to be rooted in past experiences. Saying, I'm worthy of good things doesn't necessarily heal your trauma or instantly switch off your self-critical instincts. There are bigger efforts to put to reach those specific goals, but these words can work as an immediate reminder whenever good things arrive at your door. Number 9. Look back at the past. Marvel at how far you have come. Our fixation on how or what we're going to be in the future can sometimes blur how we value ourselves. This mantra simply reminds us to look back a little and appreciate the effort we've put in so far. There's nothing wrong with wanting to achieve something or be at a certain level, but being too focused on your goal to the point that you keep feeling dissatisfied is when you need to stop. Look back and marvel at how far you have come. Number 10. Everything starts with one step. Whenever we think of doing something new, the thought of actually doing it can be very intimidating. By telling yourself or hearing it from loved ones that everything starts with one step, you realign your perspective that big things start humbly. It's also true that the first step is always the hardest, but that very step can bring you to the places you want or even better. Number 11. Negative thoughts only have the power if I allow them. Having negative thoughts is inevitable. Sometimes they can even be very overwhelming under certain circumstances, but remember that they only have power if you allow them. That said, keep in mind that negative thoughts can be pretty delicate to handle because suppressing them is also not the best way to overcome them. Always remember that you're the master of your own thoughts. You're stronger than them. Number 12. Failure is just another way to learn how to do something right. Being discouraged whenever you fail to do something is a normal response, but there's nothing good in beating yourself up over your failure. If anything, your failure will help to teach you how to do it right. Instead of seeing it as a lost opportunity, you should see it as a chance to be better and succeed. Number 13. I'm better than I used to be, better than I was yesterday, but hopefully not as good as I'll be tomorrow. This mantra encapsulates how even if you think you're not progressing, there's always some part of you that's changing for the better, and they're there to be appreciated. Now ask yourself these questions. What were you doing 5 years ago? How have things changed for the better since then? Write them down in your journal and read them to yourself. Number 14, I have so many amazing things in my life. No matter how small they may seem, they are significant. We tend to be swept away by the grand scheme of things. But hey, life is better when you have the chance to acknowledge the little things you have gone and will go through. The sunset you just saw earlier, your pet snuggling close to you, someone opens the door for you at the grocery store. All these little things are what makes life worth the living. Stay present, dear. Number 15, good riddance to decisions that don't support self-care, self-value, and self-worth. This affirmation comes from Oprah Winfrey. Anything that doesn't support your self-care, self-value, and self-worth is best thrown out the window. Life is already hard enough. You do not need anything or anyone who meddles with your peace. Little things that keep you going. These positive mantras for happiness aren't an instant fix. Some of the things that you're going through and are happening within you may need to be taken care of seriously. When these mantras don't work, talking to the people who are professionally trained to offer support is one of the best ways to start your journey in being happy. Make these mantras little reminders to help you get through some of your bad days. Remember, feelings are temporary and there will always be better days ahead.